Hey everyone, it's Corey here with Good Evening Tech, and today we're going to go over installing NodeJS on the three big operating systems of Windows, Mac, and Linux. So the first one we're going to talk about here is Windows. So understand that, when you're going through web development, a lot of the frameworks like React, Angular, Express, anything front end, back end that it deals with JavaScript probably uses Node.js. So like I said, the first one we're going to look at here is Node.js itself. So when you go to the website for Windows, just click either the LTS or the current. I always like to go with the LTS. Once you're done downloading it, double click the installer. What's going to come up here? Go through everything that it asks for. I install it in my C drive, put it wherever you want. I always leave these alone. This is just the base installation of Node. If you want to tinker around with everything that it adds to it, you're more than welcome to do it right there. Alright, I always hit the automatically install the necessary tools, and I hit next. It's going to ask for your UAC. Let that run through. Now for this installation, it's going to go through and install Node for you. Once you hit finish, this screen will come up here, and just hit any key to continue, and it's going to install a couple other tools for you using the Windows PowerShell. All right. If you don't have Python installed, it's going to install Python, but you just pretty much wait for this entire software All right, now that that's done installing, easy way to check that it works in Windows. You can either use PowerShell or command, but either one you go to, just type node-version, node-version. They both work. To go into a Node instance, you can just type node, and then console.log. Hi. Seems to work just fine, so that's just the installation for Node.js on Windows. It will install Node and npm itself. We get out of there, type npm, vomits out a bunch of stuff, and you can see that npm's installed. So that's the installation for Windows. What we're going to go on to next is Linux. So I'm going to use a WSL, a Windows subsystem for Linux. It's Linux installed on a Windows device. It works relatively the same as any other Linux installation. So this will work for Debian systems. If you're using something like Fedora or Manjaro, you have to use their package manager. But first thing I always like to do is update. Let that run its course. And then sudo apt upgrade. While that's doing that, what you're going to want to do is go to GitHub, and then you want to type in nvm, find the nvm-sh. You'll go into here, go to installing, and once this gets back up, once it's done installing, what we'll do is see if we have curl or wget. Let's see here, curl. All right, so we have curl. What we're going to do is copy it, paste it over, and what it's going to do is install, what's it called? npm itself. But what it's asking here, and this is something that save you some trouble, it said it's appending everything, close and reopen your terminal, or run the following to use it now. So what we're going to do is close out that terminal, open up that instance, type nvm, and you see it works. So there's a lot of commands with it. The number one that I like to use is the list. So go down here. I should remember it off the top of my head. ls remote. It's going to list every single version of Node. So what I just like to do is see what the latest LTS is, which right here. So you can do nvm install 16.13.0. It's going to install Node for us. Go through that installation, and you can see it's a lot faster than the Windows installation, but check it. Make sure we can get inside of it. Make sure it still works the same as the Windows one. Perfect. Go here. Make sure it installed npm. Perfect. So those are the two installations for these two devices. Now what I'm going to do is move over to my MacBook and we'll go from there. All right, so we're here with our Apple installation of NVM. So I always like to use what's called Homebrew. It's a package manager for OSX devices, and pretty much for this website what you do is you run this command in your terminal and it installs Homebrew for you, which just manages your packages. If you don't want to do it this way, you can go to the NVM website and run wget to install everything for you, but this is the way I like to do it. So I'm going to do here is do brew install NVM. It's going to run through its installation script to put NVM on our system. All right, so the thing that's a little bit different about this installation as opposed to like a Linux one, what you need to do is whatever shell that you're running, you need to add this to your profile. So most MacBooks use ZSH, and as you can see here, it shows you exactly where to go. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna open another terminal, and I'm gonna use nano. So nano curly -ZSHRC. I'm going to go in there, and from a previous installation, this was already here. But what you'll do is you'll copy over this set of lines, and it'll add it right into here. And with that in there, go over here. I'm going to exit out of both terminals and run a new window. Type in NVM, and as you can see, NVM works here. So what we'll do is NVM install LTS. Is it at LTS? Oh, I'm just going to type it in then. Let's see, NVM ls remote. Let that run through. If you read the docs, there's an easier way to install it, but this is how I learned from the start, and old habits die hard. All right, so NVM install 16.13.0. It's going to run through, and we check Node works, npm works. Check here. Perfect. Well, that's it for the video. You know, if you like the content of how to just install Node and start your journey, please like the video, hit subscribe for more content, and have a good evening.